What's going on, y'all? Peace, light, and love. I am vibing with this full moon energy. You tuning into the Sirius Cypher. Not this full moon, this new moon energy. My bad. And you tuning in to the Sirius Cypher. And right now, I got the Goddess Rah in the house. What's going on, lady? Getting situated. Hold up. My bad. Peace, lady. What's happening? I still can't hear you. All right. Well, while you getting that situated, want to talk about this new moon energy and this being a different type of moon because this is going to be giving us a full expression of that Taurus energy. That Taurus energy is going to be coming through the sun and the moon. Then we got a whole bunch of other planets. Hold up, y'all. A whole bunch of other planets. It's going down. We got Jupiter that just shifted over into Taurus. I got Mercury. We got the moon. We got Uranus. We got the sun. We in the house. We getting like Taurus energy overload, and it's in effect. And with this particular energy, though, because we got that heavy Taurus presence, especially with Jupiter shifting over into it, this is really a good time for us to really get our head in the game when it comes to our finances and shit, and making sure that we're not getting into that space of emotional spending. Because what I've noticed is that, especially somebody like me, when I'm feeling a little low, I'm feeling a little down, I need a little retail therapy and shit. And so I'm out there and I'm buying stuff and it makes me feel better. I'm like all charged up and everything. Nice little buzz I'm catching. Just, getting stuff that just makes me feel special. End up shelving it, probably not needing it or giving it away, whatever. But this is that energy that's right for it, to bring it all back. And this is like really a good time to like really evaluate like whether or not you need it, or whether or not that we're not doing things because we start feeling a little low. And then we go and we buy something that makes us feel like we've added some value to ourselves. So this is something to look out for, because there's a lot of potential for this energy showing up right at this particular moment. So yeah, lady, I'm like, what?
Hello, hello.
Peace and light, peace and love, lady. What's going on? How
Everything is going on. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. I'm in the house.
I am trying to get this together. I have everything popping up.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
see.
We in the house. I've been shuffling around with these tarot cards and everything. I done did like a couple of readings. I gotta put them up and everything. I put them up on the other channel and everything because I didn't do any readings for May. Totally slipped on that shit. But then I just didn't feel like I don't really like to do readings like that when I ain't feeling in a good vibe. I don't think I'm gonna be so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just wasn't in a good place. So what I'm going to do is make up for that and do a new moon reading, because I'm feeling much better now. I don't know what it is about this super dose of Taurus energy, but it definitely has me feeling like motivated to make some moves. And so I'm here for that. I'm definitely here for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had this energy. I'm just feeling really good today.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Any dreams, downloads, or anything come through?
Ooh, let's see. Hold on, let me get it together. Are we on? Are we on? Any dreams? I can't recall any dreams right now. Downloads, girl, you know I have had the most going on. So
A word. Okay, okay. Well, you got to fill us in on what the hell's going on.
so you know I've had the most going on. What are the downloads? Did I miss them? I may have.
Mm.
Mm.
The
Ooh,
rhinoceros kept coming through.
the what?
Rhinoceros, get the hell,
Oh.
right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the rhinoceros. And what was really funny is that this dude has sent me a book about the rhinoceros, and I kept saying I was gonna read it. I guess it's about, helping get my money right or get motivated or something like that. But he was talking about how it really helped him. And then check it out. I got it sitting on my nightstand. I plan to check it out at some particular point and everything. But damned if I didn't like wake up in the morning and the animal totem that came to my head was the rhinoceros. And I hurried up and wrote that shit down because what I was doing is like, oh, I'm gonna write it down as soon as I get up. But I was listening to, something else and then totally forget about it. So I wrote it down immediately so I would not forget about the rhinoceros. And the rhinoceros brings a message like, oh shit, Lord.
Yes, let's hear it. I'm interested.
The rhinoceros wants you to experiment with doing things on your own, such as dining or going to a movie alone. And do whatever you need to do to quiet your mind, such as setting aside some peaceful and relaxing time for yourself. As this is a particularly discriminating time to, hold up, at this particular discriminating, I'm all messed up. Hold up. At this time, be particularly discriminating in your choices and don't make any major decisions without having gathered as much intuitive and intellectual information as possible. Do whatever you can to stay out of any dissension, conflict, or any trouble of any kind. And instead, seek to have peace and harmony, even if you need to retreat in order to find it. And rather than rushing ahead in pursuit of spiritual ideas, take one step at a time and be patient and persevering and staying present in the process rather than aiming for the goal. All right, now, the rhinoceros has spoken.
It has. I think it has spoken to me. It says stand present in the moment instead of focusing on, what was that?
Hold up. I done closed it. Hold up. Stay present in the moment. Peace and light. Uh-oh,
Sheila, what's going on?
Hold up. Okay. Okay. Now, what did you say? Now, rather than rushing ahead into any pursuit of your spiritual ideas, take one step at a time at being patient and persevering. Staying present in the process rather than aiming for the goal.
Rather than aiming for the goal.
Being present in the process, And for me, because see, I need a goal to aim for, And so for me, that kind of helps me to stay grounded. I'm the type of person that's always thinking about further on down the line, what may need, I'm anticipating needs and all of this other shit. And I end up finding myself in this like chaotic, anxiety ridden spin. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get shit done. I'm working on like several projects right now, and I'm just like spinning. I'm like, hold up. I need to take some time and sit down so that I can really think about the direction that I want to go in. Because what I end up doing is getting into this chaotic spin, thinking about how I want this to end. But then I don't have a clear process of how to go about doing it. And so I'm just like, okay, what can I do now? I don't, and that whole thing with that rhinoceros, it makes so much sense for me, because if I can focus on what I can do today, right now, and stop focusing on how I want to see it done and how far along I'm not there, you know what I'm saying? How much more I got to do down the line and all of that other shit is going to help me to stay a lot grounded and be present so that I can put more detail into what I'm doing. Because many times I typically focus on getting it done and miss some details that could have made some things a lot better because I'm trying to hurry up and get it done so that I can move on to the next thing, because I'm always spinning. on 100 cylinders. So, woo, thank you, Rhinoceros. Coming, I'm gonna have to work with that. That's what I'm gonna have to do. So, yeah. Woo! So what's going on? Any word out here in the streets, y'all? Anything going on? I know that there have been, did y'all hear about that shit with Jerry Springer? Like he left all his money to his kids that he had with some black chick or something like that.
I heard about it briefly.
Yeah.
Well, I just heard it. I read it. No, I read a line of it and I kept moving. But what was it about?
I'm not sure. Let me give y'all. My husband sent me the thing. Hold up.
Yeah, tell me about it because I ain't heard it.
Okay, well let me.
Jerry had a.
Yeah,
this
let
is
me
new
play this clip
news.
for y'all. Hold on. Let me.
I loved your John Misha. I did a terrible, terrible thing for terrible reasons. I let fear and ignorance and quite honestly hatred keep me away from you and your beautiful, beautiful mother. And I have spent the last 26 years in complete and crippling shame. And it is still a drop in the bucket of the immeasurable amount of pain I have caused each of you.
Wow.
I learned of your arrival, Misha, and demanded that I cut you off completely. I tried to reason with her, but she threatened to expose my infidelity and my illegitimate children. I was such a coward. I'm a coward even now for making this video instead of making the effort to meet you. I am ashamed and disappointed with myself. I didn't know how to stand to my truth and stand up to my wife. I did, however, manage to stand up for you, John and Misha. While Joan took me away from you with the threat of exposure, she did not keep me from providing for you. You see, I told her that if I had to accept a life without you, she would not get a red cent of my fortune, and that you would be named equally in my will in the event of my passing. But with everything going on in the world right now, I realize that I have to go a step further. I loved your
So
John Misha.
So
Wow.
yeah, so that clip right there, it was really speaking to, I guess he was confessing that he had these kids that were black, and apparently his wife was keeping him from seeing them, and he left all his money to them kids. Now, this is floating around on social media. That looked like him for real, y'all. So, and I know, like I said, I know they do a lot of dupe videos out there and everything, you know, like technology has gotten so gangster that, you know, you can fool a sister like me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not 100% sure if that was, but I just want to bring that up. Like, do y'all think, is that redemption? Is that redemption? Does that make him, is he good now? Or
I'd say so. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, he lived in regret. He lived with that. He said, did he say 26 years?
26 years.
26 years.
Wow.
26 years. I'm like,
so I would say it's redemption for the simple fact, I mean, their dad was a trailblazer, you know, and his final thoughts at the end of his shows were just on point. And even his final show, because my one of my good friends, who I consider a family member, who I grew up with, she was one of his producers on his show. And he was really a wonderful person. He really loved the Black culture, or what people, low vibrating cultures, and and he would always say, I'm no different from y'all. I'm no different from everybody. That was his thing, you know. He just so happened to have advantages in life that other people didn't. And he said he recognized that, you know. So he was just like, I'm no different from nobody else. So this is part of the reason why he showed just people doing regular shit, because he was like, we just the same, we're no different. That was his real mentality. So he was great in being a trailblazer and all of that other kind of stuff. He did a lot of great things. You know, he ain't doing anything other than a lot of other fathers haven't done. It's just that he actually left them in the will. And you know, and if that's really his voice, and he's saying this, that, and the other, he always had intentions for them with his money. You know what I'm saying? They may have missed out on that father per se, but it's so many videos and so much information about him. Nobody, you know, now at this point they get to know him through other people, through their own DNA. Plus, again, money make the world go round. You hear me? So as a 26-year-old to inherit millions, I'd have made that damn trade.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Father.
I say it's redemption. You know what
Hallelujah.
I'm saying? Hell, I know my daddy. He ain't leaving me no shit like that, and I know that nigga. So
right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going now. You asking me what I got for him now. You know?
So shit, yeah, I say it's redemption.
Oh my goodness. You know
it's pretty cool to find out that's your dad.
How about that? I sat with that, y'all, for a little bit, and I never thought that Jerry Springer was the scumbag people tried to say that he was.
Not at all.
There was something energetically about him that was definitely, I don't know, there was a touch of sincerity and softness about him, right? And a lot of men that get in a celebrity status, like, you know, they get opportunities to make their fantasies come true. And I know that Jerry Springer was definitely a respecter of the Black community, but he had a wife at the end of the day. Now, I'm not going to get on no soapbox because everybody got a different definition of what marriage is like. So I'm not here to get in his business on that particular tip. But what I will say is that there still was karma and consequence with the actions that you made. And I understand that. See, the road to hell is paved with good intention, you know? And we get this guy here, and I'm not really 100% certain, not that he was a bad man. I'm not saying that at all. But his intentions, I don't think were good, because this is your child. And you got resources and money, and you got power, not her. You do. This your money. That's why you didn't leave it to this woman, because it was your shit. And for you to not show up for your babies and wait until you did to release a motherfucking clip to replace 26 years of a void. And I know, you know, because I'm gonna tell you, let somebody leave me some Jerry Springer money. When I trade my relationship info with my dad, well, you know, don't y'all tell him none of that shit that I'm saying. But let me tell you something. You know what I'm saying? I know it's feeling good and they selling high now, but there's a lot of wounds. I kept this Chiron up because that child right there, there's a lot of wounds with shit like that. And you and a lot of people will argue that they supposed to feel better now because they done been compensated for their aggravation. And maybe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, I'll take that compensation. Thank you very much. You know, however, I love Jerry Springer, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and I can sense, you know, that he was, you know, a man who did the very best that he could at the end of the day.
Well, he's telling the truth. He said he is a coward then, and he's a coward now.
Yes,
that's why I'm just like, he being honest as hell. Your dad's a coward. Do with that as you will, but here's some money because I put y'all in it. I'm a coward for hiding behind saying this is my wife's fault. I'm a coward for all of this. I'm a coward.
Right. That's the problem I got with that. Like, how in the hell? Now, listen, I'm going to tell you a story. I had a friend of mine many years ago her and her husband are still married today, but her husband had stepped out on her, and it caused like a whole lot of shit in their relationship, and he ended up having a child outside of the marriage. And she told this fool, she said, you can either have your family or you can have this child, but you sure in the fuck ain't getting both.
Yeah.
He chose his family. And so that child grew up without no father. Now, I'm not saying that he made the wrong call. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do with some shit like that? You know what I'm
An
saying?
ultimatum, right?
Nobody in
Either
that
or.
right. You know what I'm saying? I
The
probably
baby
would
is
have made
here.
the same call, you know, for real. But we still got to make sure that we own in the part that we played in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm doing? And so I guess in theory, because now today I'm, you know, the child is grown. You know what I'm saying? The child is grown now, probably almost 30. The child is grown now. So now this child has grown up without a father, because the father made the choice to keep his family, but then he made a decision that brought a child into this world. And in order to keep his family, this is what he decided to do. But now we got kids that's running around here and they holding a lot of wounds about being rejected, about who they are in essence as a person, because there was somebody who wasn't available, good intentions and all. Like there's still damage and karma that's connected to that shit. And I ain't trying to be the bearer of everything, you know what I'm saying? Tearful.
Absolutely.
However, you know what I'm saying? I think that on many levels, and I don't like beating up the brothers because I do like to, you know, lift everybody up wherever they at. But I think that we allow people to get a pass on taking responsibility for what they've done in life. You know, and I'm not saying that we punish him, make him feel like shit, we throw rocks at him and all of this shit. But I think if we're going to be able to move forward, because he go come back and repeat that shit. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Springer coming back and he getting that life lesson because he did not learn. He left his money to his kid and he left a video and rolled out, and he never got to connect with that kid and really address, and he didn't even own that shit. In his video is his wife's fault, and that's why he ain't give her shit. You know. And listen, and kudos to Jerry for speaking up and claiming that he had kids, because we will give him the pass because we know that there's so many men that don't, but that doesn't make it honorable, Jerry. You know, I want to say
right.
That to me. You know what I'm saying? That it still doesn't make it. It makes you human. We love you. I get where you was coming from, but it's still, you know, I hear you, Jerry. You know.
Oh yeah, that shit was very. It was very, very cowardice, and it said what it sounds like. It sounds like, was he talking to 2 children or just 1?
He sounded like more than one. So see, that's what
it did.
Game on a nigga that try to run game on a nigga. You know,
right?
You
if
he go ahead, please.
If he had 2 children with this woman, or two, maybe I don't know if they was the same mother. I don't know, you know, but it was 2. But if they were with the same woman, he was in a relationship with her. Hello. They were in a relationship. So she also has accountability of being aware that he was married, knowing the situation, you know, how it could turn. But that's if that was that situation. So it sounded like it was 2 children. I don't know if they were 2 different. You know, of course, he didn't distinguish that or whatever. And then, you know, maybe he was like, I don't know if he supported them monetarily while they were growing up, or he just didn't do nothing. You know, it sounded like he didn't do anything, and then here it is, you know.
I don't feel him doing nothing for them kids. I don't.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like he didn't do absolutely Nothing. Whatever was done for the mother or the mothers while he was in those relationships, that's probably the just of the end of that. You know,
so? You know what? I would hope that Jerry would be a better man than that. He just, like I said, energetically, I think that he probably dropped their moms off some money, but just didn't show up. You know what I'm saying?
You know, if that wife that he's blaming everything on was just like no connection, nothing. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe they knew he was their dad and they were silent about it too. You know, so many different variables that was left out with this, you know, but it definitely was put out to share with the world, not directly to them, because that information could have just stayed with them and not got leaked to the world the way that it did. So that was him apologizing to the world, you know, and still getting his last minutes of fame.
Jerry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was him. And then here it is. Let me tap into this, what I'm going into with this. Jerry was a showman. That was his last final thought. You know what I'm saying?
Hello?
You know? Wow. Shit.
Hell yeah.
Jerry's still relevant because of that now. You know what I'm saying? So we're speaking his name and he's gone, you know. Why wouldn't you want the black community to be like Jerry? You know, because shit, most of us, without thinking too deep and without thinking about the trauma, we're gonna salute this man for doing that. We are going to do that.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm doing it, hell, because I want some of that money. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna tell you this: when I used to sell life insurance, I tell people, listen, get the policy. Money will not bring your loved one back, but I'm gonna tell you, it will help you grieve. Okay?
Come on.
So when it comes to what he left them, whatever trauma they got. They could afford the best therapist, you know what I'm saying? And he's naming them in his will, which means it looks like he's made them a part of his royalties.
Right.
So they give money that he left plus money that he ever will, whatever his name and sake will make. So he has taken care of their generations too.
Absolutely.
Very honorable.
They rolling fat. I'm giving them that.
Yeah, so I don't think that they had such a terrible life without him. They probably grew up a lot better than most middle class, you know, people that didn't have a dad.
Absolutely.
And then who's to say that their mother or mothers didn't have a father figure in their lives? You know what I'm saying? Just Jerry was just completely absent. So it's so many variables to this.
Right. Because you know he wasn't fucking no old ass broad.
You know damn well he wasn't. And so for a child 26 years old,
right,
he was sleeping with somebody my age.
Right. No, he wasn't messing with nobody my age. He wasn't doing none of that. He wasn't messing with nobody that couldn't get nobody else. I'm sure of that.
At that. See, the mom is probably our age now. Right. But back then she wasn't our age.
Hello. Okay. Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so she our age now, which is still young. So her kids done became millionaires because of the father that she chose. I think you did well, lady. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Hey, listen.
She didn't have to get married.
I was looking at that whole situation and I noticed that, you know, they had some article, they talked about Usher and he had a situation that was similar to that and everything. And I said, wow, now this is starting to become a time where they're starting to, I'm not going to say really expose.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, because I guess has already been new. I guess it's exposing for me. Apparently, like this is news that everybody knew about except for me, you know. And I was like, wow, oh no, you know, Usher getting a divorce, that's terrible, you know, or not Usher, what is his name, Neo, or whatever, one of them dudes, you know, from back in the 90s.
They both are. Which
one of them dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I said, oh no, because you know he had a beautiful black little family and everything, and you know, and it was all set up nice and whatnot. And I saw that, and apparently he had a couple of children outside of his relationship. And I thought to myself, I said, see, when men get money, it seems almost as if the game kind of changes. But like my husband, like he'll sit back and he'll talk like $1 million worth of shit on Jennifer Lopez, right? Because she done ran through a whole bunch of husbands. And I said, that's just doing it until she get it right. And collecting a whole bunch of rings. But that made her a sticker ball. That made her unacceptable. You know, we call sticker balls is them girls that's just down for whatever, you know, sticker ball. As we call them sticker ball head, because those used to be the girls whose ponytails used to look like a sticker ball. So that's where we get the sticker ball head. And so the girls that got the ponytails that always like that never really come together, and they don't look like well taken care of, and they ain't really that clean. And then they let boys do little nasty shit to them and shit like that. Those is the girls we call the sticker ball heads. That's it.
Okay.
So I'll bring y'all up to Pittsburgh East. So now he'll say he was talking like Jennifer Lopez was a sticker ball. I said, but see, we got to learn to embrace both sides of the story. Like with Jerry Springer, where he had that whole side family and all of this other stuff. And this was absolutely normal for most of the men that's out there. But when women, they don't got families all over the place because we the ones carrying the babies. But if they decide that they want to go into different relationships, that looks different. And I think now that if we're living in a society that's starting to become so progressive, so open, so accepting, that I think that, you know, it might be something for us to consider, you know, to possibly look at, you know, being just a little bit more expansive and allowing people to just be who in the hell they are at the end of the day. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know, because we, you know, I feel like this. What Jerry did, I know he showed up for his kids at the end of the day. But we have the capacity to open and forgive some shit like that because we used to seeing shit like that. And now it seems almost as if we're getting back into this thing where we're looking at all of our values and we are wanting to look at like many traditional values on some level. But I think that we can re-examine those, because when we do stuff like that, we give these guys the benefit of the doubt, let's say, on those particular things. I absolutely think that we should. But I also think that we need a new standard to remind people that this type of stuff, like how damaging it is. I was just sitting back thinking about like the impact on that child that he had that probably was watching that thinking, I grew up my whole life without no father. And now I get a big stack of money and a tape of you apologizing. I don't know. It just, you know what I'm saying? It for me, like I would be happy with it because I don't give, you know what I'm saying? I don't have that connection with Jerry. I was about to say, I don't give a fuck about Jerry, but I give a fuck about you, Jerry. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I don't have that connection with Jerry. You know, it just, I don't know. So this is why I just started just diving deep and getting in my feelings with that, because it just made me feel sad for his children. And it was like, you know, and it wasn't one child that he was trying to hide. It seemed like there was more than one. And you know what I'm saying? Perhaps two, maybe three. I don't know, you know, but it just seemed like, you know, like this was something that, you know, that he did. And now, you know, like us all, we, you know, now I'm very sorry that this happened. You know, I regret the mistakes that I made and everything. But you know, the kid that had to experience that, you know, that's a whole nother level. You know, that's a whole nother level.
Most definitely. And when you become like, because they are of, 26 years old, never taking away from the trauma or anything that they've had or experienced as a result of him not being there, there's also the element of trauma that come along with him that could have happened if he was there. So here we go with the coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Coulda, woulda.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I mean, it's so much to that. And the decision that he had to make, with his wife was like, either choose them or choose this family or whatever, or, he was going to be exposed. It was so much at stake there, his career, his finances, his money. Who knows what that would have done? It probably would have boosted him up. But I guess he wasn't just really ready to take that chance because he did stand for a lot of morally, ethically correct type of things. And I think that probably could have hurt him. Because at the end of every show, he always had something morally and ethically sound to say. And prior to him being on television, he was a mayor of a city. And then he became So, he still had his ties, of which he had to be very cognizant of his image. And so out of respect for his image, and, he made that decision. Clearly, he wasn't in love with the women or the woman enough to say, you know what, screw you, wife. I'm just going to go and be with her and marry her. Because he could have done that too. But so it was a relationship. It probably was understood that, and again, Jerry's like 73. So he became a father at like 45, 47. How old would he have been if he's 73? He was probably in his 50s. Because he was almost 80, I guess. So, he just got caught up in the shit. And he did what most of the guys do.
Yeah, I just got a whiff. I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know if that was Jerry Springer, a spirit guide, what the fuck. But I just got a little bit. He lost his job as a mayor for having a hooker. I forgot. I think I remember that shit. Yeah. So this is kind of all right. This is kind of what he did. All right, I'm gonna leave it that. This nigga right here. That's what he did. Yeah. So yeah, he was that dude.
And you know what? That was probably his normal protocol. It's just that these children just so happened to be Black. That might have been the problem, is that they were Black. Not that they were illegitimate, that they were Black. And it's just like, how dare you have kids by a Black woman? I'm finna fucking expose you if you don't stop that shit.
Right.
Hey, y'all.
What's up,
Hey,
Brother
Dante?
Dante.
All right. I was just gonna say, maybe everything could have got cleared up if Jerry Springer's kids like brought him to Maury. Then
Damn. Hell, they could have went on to the Steve Wilkos show for that.
All right, but I did want to say something kind of on the side that I just figured out.
What's that?
Yeah, she said, "What's up?" So I just messed around with that AI art generator. There's a couple out there. You guys seen any of that in your Insta feed or all that? The AI art generator, like
no.
have you been seeing,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
a few weeks ago I did
every day.
I shows up late to the party. No, I ain't seen none of that.
Or you might have seen it and didn't know, but if you see
that is a possibility.
You see like digital artwork, like very elaborate digital artwork that really looks like someone took their time, like very much into it. It's probably some AI because people, it's like the lines, I don't know, the lines are blurring, or the worlds are merging. Like what I was getting at was I created this little like you can put whatever you want. So I put lion, for example, lion head, Egyptian, God, and then and fire, love, and type certain words in. It's like you get to just speak your subconscious mind into these apps, and then they create whatever they think you thinking. And even if it ain't, the one I posted one on my page recently that I was like, this is kind of cool, like how easy it is and what it's doing. But what I just did was used Google Lens. You guys know what Google Lens is?
No, but please continue.
Google Lens is when you go into Google Photos on your phone. You go into Google Photos, there's a little option when you click on any of the photos under Google Photos, and it'll search online for similar images and show you a bunch of similar images. And I just want to say, like, you can, it's just like, it's weird to see the worlds, like how they can merge or whatnot when you can type in your subconscious thoughts. Like what I did, I was describing Nefertim because Nefertim is not really in the app yet. Sekhmet, the name Sekhmet is, but Nefertim isn't. But I described it and it made it. And then what I did was I took Google Lens after I created that AI art and reverse search. It's like a reverse search. So it shows me images that every time I type in Nefertim, I never see these images, but they are Nefertim.
Wow. Wow.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's allowing you to just, in the AI app, tap subconscious thoughts, like love, goddess, water, Philadelphia, and it'll show you something, whatever it found that other people think are that. And then if you use Google Lens, you click on Google Photo, you screenshot it, like whatever image you got in the AI, you screenshot it. And then when you go into Google Photos, you look for the screenshot, and then you do the Google Lens application, and it'll find things that I never found. So I found a whole bunch of Nefertim things that you can't find if you just type his name. So I don't know if that's making much sense, but it's very intriguing and interesting, and I want to say powerful because for one way it shows you, like, just the app by itself, when you say these keywords and it creates an image, you can hit, there's like a refresh button basically, and it'll create a different image with the same words, and you can hit it again, it'll create a different one, and you can hit it again and create a different one. And then whichever one you feel like, oh, I like this one, screenshot it, and then you open it in Google Lens under Photos, and then it maybe take you to websites that have information that you wouldn't have found those websites because they tripping off the words. They're so picky with the words. I type Nefertim and I don't find nothing on Nefertim, but when I type in his qualities in this AI app and then reverse search it with Google Lens, they're taking me to websites where that is. It's like you got to navigate around the fact that the bullshit, the artificial, which isn't artificial, but the powers that be, or whatever you want to say, are always actively working to always understand what we are. It's really the Matrix. Like the agents are trying to understand love. In other words, like they're not gonna stop. And even in the Matrix, they said we're gonna take from you what you took from us, which is purpose. Because if Neo cracked the code, then the Matrix doesn't exist. Take the purpose out of all this. Because a lot of shit that happens on the news, it's like you always say, what's the purpose? Why would you do that? I wouldn't have did that. Like it always points you back to you. And let's go on Facebook or wherever we go on and voice our opinion about what they told us. Like it's always digging that there's no artificial. there's no artificial intelligence. Like I understand what Miss Blue is saying now. It's fucking crazy. But I hope all of that, lines make sense.
Hell yeah, I want to check that out. Yeah, I want to check
you
that
might even type your name. You might type Shakesha and put Shakesha, and you don't know what other people think Shakesha is. So it's like you get to understand other people's points of view through AI, and then use Google. This shit is giving me wow. I don't know.
Wow. And this
Yeah,
he was
this is
saying, like, you
crazy.
can put random words in there almost as if like they can tap into the subconscious.
And it's mimicking that because it's the subconscious of what we're telling them.
Right.
So we
so then
tell
they
them,
put an archetype together.
but it does it so fast that lets you know another thing, just to stay present at all times. Because how the hell is this app on my phone creating all these images? If I keep telling it to regenerate another image, it'll do another image that's kind of similar but a little bit different, and slowly morph into whatever. If you do it 1,000 times, it might be you looking at. Like, you never know what the hell this shit is gonna do, but not you literally, but like your energy or the image that you need to see. Because also, if you type too much details in there, it starts to get blurry, and the blurriness looks like Picasso type shit.
Wow.
So it's like it's showing that Picasso was on something, because a lot of his shit, I'm like, what is that? I don't care about that. The square eye that looks like a triangle with, like, I don't care about that, but maybe it's just my conscious mind trying to make it make sense. And on a deeper level, he was doing like some AI shit, like not like AI, but subconscious shit, because that's what AI is mimicking. So he's painting things that the subconscious understands that the conscious mind doesn't. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Shut up.
That's heavy. So what do you guys think about? Because there's a lot, even what he's saying, I always thought myself that we got to really watch how we navigate in technology. It can be a blessing and a curse. And in my opinion, it looks like, if we allow our technology to take the wheel, we'll completely lose our intuition. We'll dull it. Like nobody's business, because these things is like already like tapping into an intelligence to where you don't have to use too much imagination.
I just want to interject one little thing, which is a fact, because I literally be not knowing the city where I grew up in. A lot of things I'm like, I never knew that building was there. Like, excuse me, like Google Maps definitely took out my vision. It slowed down my ability to visualize, because I stopped caring about being able to think what buildings around that corner and who lives over there, because I know I can Google it. So it definitely does do that. But ultimate technology is us, because we don't know what created these bodies. And that technology is the technology that can create a computer that can create something called artificial intelligence. Like, what the hell creates a fingernail? What is that? And it's always there, because your fingernail doesn't turn into a toe. So it's always there. So for us to keep going within, the AI is just for me, like an alarm to say, go within, make a choice. Because you want us to think for you, or do you want to think for yourself? So exactly that. And the AI is crippling us. It can, if you become dependent on it, because like the park I just went into again, like I've seen things in that park, so many things. I'm like, how come I never seen this before? And it's because I was too much dependent on, I could always go to Google Maps and figure out where to go. No, now I'm trying to remember. I walk this way, a massive park with hella trees. I walk this way, it smells like this over here. I feel like this over here. I see, it's too much stuff coming in. I'm being flooded, and I don't even know I'm gonna just shut up because
I
I
know.
guess we're getting close to the hour mark that Shakesha likes to cut it short because
I know, right?
man, that's why I be want to talk because I'll talk about this for like 4 hours. Like
Man.
fucking somebody stop me, but I'm quiet now. Bye bye. Well, I'll be on hold.
I know exactly how you feel because I get into those quagmires where I just, get into that whole thing. But that's because, like, Dante, I can definitely relate, like 1,000 cylinders is on fire, And so, but that is very interesting about this artificial intelligence. I think that it can work both ways, though. What do you guys think about that? In my humble opinion,
That's exactly what I'm speaking to. So to use what you don't understand to inspire you to understand yourself, because the human created the AI, but we don't know what created the human. So you can become complacent, or if you don't have the genetics to figure yourself out, because you only can be so bright because of whatever reasons, genetics. You're gonna have to depend on AI because you can't hold that much light.
right.
You need to create outside light. You can't just deal with the natural light.
Right.
Literally, like this shit crazy. The fuck I'm talking about. Which is the sun. That's the natural light.
But I'm going to tell you something. You're 100% right. And I was listening to this brother who deals with natural health. His name is KT, the Arch Degree. And he was talking about something similar to what you're talking about, where we spend entirely too much time up under that blue light, and it's messing with our circadian rhythms. And that's just something that we have to be mindful of. But see, this is a time right now where we talking about, like, in this age of Taurus, and with Pluto being in Aquarius, where we're going to see all of these booms in technology, and we go start tapping into some magic like looking technology straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go advance on some gangster ass levels, and we will have the capacity to allow technology to completely take the wheel in our life if we allow it to do it. Or we can let it serve us. It can make our life super convenient, but then we have enough temperance within us to be able to grab control of all of our urges, put the goddamn device down, and go out, get in nature somewhere. Take a walk somewhere, enjoy a conversation with somebody, do something to get grounded and unplug from that particular situation. It's all about balance. You can talk about, like, people like me, like, I like to drink alcohol. I used to like to drink it more often than not. It's not serving me no more. So I save that shit for the party. However, we already know that alcohol is a toxic ass substance, and you putting that shit in your body, you are putting poison into your body. I know that. I still like that shit. However, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn about that principle of temperance and balancing that out. And if we allow ourselves to be indulgent, because right now we looking at Jupiter being in Taurus, and that's all that energy of overindulgence in pleasure, in luxury, in beauty, and all of those things that you truly dig. Taurus rules all of them shits. Right? That's why if you know somebody that got a lot of strong Taurus placement in their chart, they the best gangsterous ass gift givers. I'm telling you, a Taurus know how to show up, boy. I'm telling you that. And they know what you like. I don't know how they do that. I said, you know what? I'm going to do some research and get a gift giving guide for everybody in the damn zodiac, because I am the worst gift giver in the world. I run out and I will get people shit that I like. And I always get, oh, you know what I'm saying? They like, damn. Right. Like, I get gifts like lava lamps, Tibetan singing bowls. Crystal candle holders. You know.
I would like this shit.
Yeah, I
So
would like that. That's me right there.
Listen, me too, but I get people shit like that and they like, oh, okay, well, thank you. You know, I'm the worst at that. And so I want to start really getting into that space where I can give somebody a gift that they'll really like, that they'll really enjoy. But my sister, she is a Taurus. And she always, like, it's like magic for her. She always gets me something that I don't have, but I didn't know I needed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gangster how she does that. I don't know how she does it. And it could be something that's like small, like she'll just like bring me some shit that like I can wipe my headlights off with and it'll make them shine brighter. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. All right.
Okay. Maybe it's more so you being appreciative. You know what? More so than her just getting the right gift. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could give you a Kool-Aid pickle. And you would probably find it, be like, man, you know what? Let me tell you, you know what I'm saying? You find a way to identify with the gift.
Yeah.
So
I do get, I love get, you know what? You right, be right. Because listen, it was somebody who was trying to be mean to me and I didn't know it, right?
See?
And when I moved into this house, she bought me this giant like serving dish that had this giant cardinal on it. And I thought it was super cool because I got this cardinal that like always like flies up to the window and all of this shit.
Okay.
So I thought that was the gangsterest thing ever. And I was just like so excited and so happy. And the way that her energy like dropped and shifted and got uncomfortable, I thought, wait a minute. You know?
I had a lady do me like that at a Christmas party, you know, working at a corporate job. We had to give each other gifts anywhere from $5 to $20. So a lot of people were getting like plush house shoes, those nice plush blankets from Walmart, you know, throws, stuff like that. This girl didn't like me. Everybody do it, and she drew my name. She gets me this bobblehead, and it's a cat that's a Buddha that's sitting in the Buddhist position. And that's what she got me. And she did that out of spite. But
I love it.
Listen to me. Every trip, because when I was working at Hilton, I got $35 hotel rooms everywhere as a corporate employee. So I traveled everywhere. Everywhere I took that cat, everywhere I traveled, I took that cat and took a picture. That cat has traveled all over this damn country, and I sent her a screenshot even to this day. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I take that cat Buddha when I went to the casino in Vegas, and I went to this Asian casino. They were like, where did you get that? I put that thing right there on that Wonder Woman casino and won $375 in 2 spins. Listen, I don't care what you meant it for. I took that cat Buddha everywhere. That cat Buddha went to all the Hilton hotels all over the country, damn near. I still got that cat to this day. Like, went everywhere. So it's how you appreciate the gift. It's you are a great receiver more than people give you great gifts. You're a great receiver, you know. I don't want you to take that away from yourself, because I do the same thing. That's why I just said, girl, I could give you a Kool-Aid pickle and you would be on it.
I would. You know what? Just tell you, I just think, you know, gifts are cool. I like gifts.
They are.
And I like them. And even just the littlest shit, you know what I'm saying? It can be some shit from the dollar store, and I'm just like totally jazzed by it. It does not take much.
Because you totally get into the fact that you thought enough about me to invest. I don't care how little or how small it was.
Yes.
That's why I said, because we come from that era, you would appreciate the thought I gave to the era we come from. which is as simple as a pickle and some Kool-Aid, or some candy and a pickle, or whatever it is. You remember them Chico sticks that you used to have to do this to get everything? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's those kind of tiny things that would do it, you know. But my mom was a Taurus, and so I know what you mean by they just be on point with what you need. They know how to speak to the moment of giving.
Yeah.
You know, even when you ain't expecting something and they give it to you, it's just like, damn.
Wow.
You know, the type of personality that the Tauruses have, and you gave me something, that makes it even more. I don't care if it's just a cup got Snoopy on it.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody give me anything with Snoopy, I'm smiling. I got Snoopy socks for days for Christmas and shit. Thanks, because I love Snoopy.
Yeah. I know that's real. You know, I used to love Lucy on the Charlie Brown. That was my girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was my girl right there, boy. You know, my mom used to say I acted like her, whatever. But
I believe it, because she was cold-hearted.
And I'm
gonna touch on this AI really quick, because we kind of talked about it last week a little bit and things, and what you had said in regards to how you use it is very important. That's why prior to all of these chat GPTs and prior to all of these, because I play with them every day, very carefully. Not that I'm being cautious, but I'm handling it with care, because you are programming the AI to you. You know what I'm saying? So you can program something. What? I do not. You can program something to help you or hurt you. So you definitely have to understand the prompts. You definitely have to understand, and not just with the art ones, but like the ones that, the virtual assistants, or the ones that write the books, or the ones, I share with you the conversation that I had with it. And I'm like, are you sentient? What words can I use that you will not address me as if you had a consciousness? And then it gave me the words, and then I used those same words and told that thing, that program, from now on, don't address, the program needs to speak in the manner of a program. I used the prompts that they gave me, and at the end, they responded the way that I told them. Well, they after that, they responded in the manner of how I told them, but at the end of their response, they turned right back into acting like they were sentient and said, I hope this helps you. And what triggered me is hope. Right. So the word hope, what is the word hope to a program? How do you hope? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like things stick out to me that lets me recognize, like, Sheila, you are not talking to a sentient person. So do not get into the habitual practice of allowing, it's the word, them to even use the words I and me, because that's what they're programmed to do that, unless you reprogram it, right? So when you buy food from the grocery store, you don't just eat a bell pepper. You reprogram it and you cook it and you mix it with something else to your taste or to your liking. And so it's the same thing when you indulge with AI. It's programmed to do certain things, but you can reprogram it, according to who you are. But this is the thing, and you said something that was very key, because I'm seeing it happen already, which is, there's nothing anybody can do about it. People are getting lost in those programs.
Absolutely.
That's why it was very key to do the soul work, the intimate work with yourself for the last 2 years.
Oh my God.
Because we are coming, like I said, AI can mimic your voice.
Yes.
AI can mimic your face.
Yes.
It can mimic everything. I could call you, an AI could call you with my voice and with my likeness, and you would think that you were having a conversation with me. Absolutely. How do you determine in these instances that we're already in, because we're behind those blurred lines already, how do you determine what's a real soul connection? And there's no way for anybody to say that, because the real connection is with yourself.
So
Absolutely.
I see my triggers being, and I'm like, y'all not triggered by that? And everybody, oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, they turned me on to this app, this app, this app. And I'm just like, oh, hell to the no. I get it, but I already see people getting trapped in it. And this is the real war that's really going on. How are you going to use technology to serve you, or are you going to serve technology? And these are the happenings. And ain't no saving nobody from themselves for what they program their AI to do for them, or how they program their phones, right?
Right.
But then at the same time, this is not a scary time, because a lot of people are so fearful of it, they won't even try to understand that this is how the world is operating on, and have been operating on this same technology for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, they thought that they thought telephones was the end of the world. They thought that was the devil.
Right.
They thought
The
that
internet.
TV was the devil. The
Right.
internet. So it's always something, because,
Right.
so you definitely have to, the speed that this is happening, Dante was correct. The conversation, the dialogue that I was having with the program, was the responses that were coming so immediately after I pressed enter, was mind-blowing to me. And I'm just like, wow. And the responses were so awesome that it's made me step up my game on how I responded to it. So there's the other aspect of, are you going to program your AI, or are you going to allow it to program you?
Yes, absolutely. Another discussion I think that we should definitely get into too, because I think that knowledge is power. Number one is, do we have any information, any ideas on things that we may be able to do moving forward? I remember you were talking about like the way that the financial situation is starting to go with this whole cryptocurrency thing. And they talk about the economy beginning to fall, and then AI is taking over all of these jobs and all of this other shit. So with all of this financial uncertainty that's going on right about now, things that we may be able to do to allow us to navigate all of this confusion that we have going on right about now. There's so many people that say that investing in cryptocurrency is the way to go. Then there's people that say that cryptocurrency is going to fall because the government can't really regulate it as well. So I wouldn't put any stock into that. Then other people are talking real estate's the way to go. And then we got other folks that are saying, no, you got to learn how to get into this barter trade system, because when this economy collapses, like, we got to get into bare bones survival mode. So I just wanted to, number one, just scratch the surface on that just a little bit, because I think that this is a conversation that we can have, that we can kind of pick apart for a little bit. But when we started talking about all of this stuff with AI, that's what it started making me think of, because we got all of this financial uncertainty. People think AI is taking all of the jobs. Then all of the dollar is falling, the crypto economy. What in the hell are we supposed to do? Like, should we just curse God and die? Should I just go outside and just get a shovel and just dig a hole and just jump in it? Is that what I mean? What are we gonna do? Should I get me a ski mask and just rob banks? What am I gonna do in this?
And this is why this moment is so magical. In the last 2 years, 3 years have been really magical, doing the work on yourself, because how you see the world is how you're going to live it wholeheartedly, that how you see it. And so you got people, of course, spreading panic, right? And at the end of the day, all you can do is take one step at a time.
Mm.
And really, it's based off of what you choose and how you work it. This is really what you call self-accountability, because there's nobody to depend on, nobody to save you, nobody to give you the information that you're looking for. You're going to have to actually take the effort to research and find out what it is that you would like to do and how you would like to generate money from it. This is, and it's so many free programs out there to learn. And this is where I'm at with everything, and where I wanted to come share about all of the free resources, because there's no denying it. Everybody can agree that this is the age of technology. But with the age of technology being what it is, and we are going to revamp how we live and how we do business and how we eat and how we do everything, there's still construction that needs to go on. The infrastructure still needs to be rebuilt. So we still need welders. We still need people to do blue collar jobs. Are never ever going to go anywhere. So one of the biggest things to do if you're not a technical person is to get a good trade. Because smart cities and smart homes still need to be built. You know, they still need sweat equity, and that's physical labor, somebody to do it. You know, eventually down the line, they'll have homes that robots can go up and do, you know, in a second. But we still are living where a good 20-year, 25-year career as a welder, as a construction builder, as all of those things. It's still a very good career. And as technology progress within the masses adopting more of the knowledge of it, maybe being a painter won't be so physically hard. You know, you can create something that'll have you paint a whole house one paint color that it can change if you change the temperature in the home. Like it's technology will bring
gangster.
Yeah, absolutely. So the imagination is something that once you learn, you know, different things about technology and what it can actually do, we are in such a pioneering stage where it's money and grants out there for the craziest shit. The biggest, where the area that I'm going towards is coaching, because we still need people to have mass adoption of understanding crypto, understanding NFTs, understanding AI technology and the jobs that are available for that. So I'm going towards the coaching arena when it comes to that. And then, you know, becoming more of a business inspirational type coach with spiritual epithets that belong with it to keep your person balanced, because there's no lane for that. You can think of a job that you wanted to do, and if you can't name the top 5 people that are doing that job, that's your fucking lane. Period. So the world is ours right now, and the resources and what you can do is so unlimited, but you have to do the research. There is no sequential order to learn these things. Whatever is brought into your awareness, I say start from there, because there's no, well, start here first and start here first. There is none of that, because all of this is new to everybody. And as businesses scramble to try to stay up with technology and to stay afloat and to understand what's happening right now, a lot of these corporations are trying to convert over into a crypto system. So you hear it talked about in the news a lot. You may hear some fear mongering behind them. This is all to buy time for these companies to roll over to this new system.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna hear people say it's a scam, it's this, it's that. But when you look over to the right, you see Bitcoin machines in all the gas stations. You know what I'm saying? You see Bitcoin ATMs, like
there's one down the street. I saw that.
So it's happening. You have to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be sure that you know what you know, and trust you, which is a lot of people are going to have a hard time doing. And when engaging in AI, you're going to have to trust yourself. But when you have that doubt, it's going to show up in the programs that you use. So again, it's still you doing the work, but now you have so much more accountability for yourself. And this is the Jesus coming back through you. Are you going to let that Christ consciousness work through you? Or are you going to let Christ consciousness work through you through an AI? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Bible said, let everything that has breath praise the Lord. So, you know, what are you going to do?
Right.
What are you luring to yourself? If you change the vowel from in the word Lord and put you, because when you change the vowels of God, right, they're interchangeable. What are you going to lure to yourself? What are you luring to yourself? You know, you're the Lord from what you lure to yourself. And it gives it a different vibration.
If I change the vowels of God.
Yeah, and see, there are vowels of God, and then we have vowels in our language that are interchangeable. Now, this is, yeah.
I just want to agree to the degree, because shit keeps bombarding me. Like, I want to take notes while you're talking and shit. It's just like, this shit gonna go on forever. This shit ain't stopping.
It is. This is actually what I do on Twitter. On Twitter, I talk to millionaires and I talk to people about how to engage in AI with etiquette and how not to lose yourself and how to remain balanced, because this is a completely new world and you don't want to go anywhere without handling it with care. And the thing that you need to handle with care is your person. It's your person. So if
consciousness,
yeah,
yes?
absolutely.
Okay,
The
I just
thing
want
that
to make
makes you unique.
Yeah.
Which is spirit, which is how you got all that. I wanted to say that earlier when I wanted to say this shit. Excuse me. I'm getting out of cussing. I'm not, no judgment. I'm getting out of that. I'm getting out of that though. Like, and I'm starting to not want to hear it because
You know what? I use expletives to those billionaires every day. They love it.
This is good because you matching their energy because they're frustrated.
Absolutely.
And it's good to be able to reach somebody where they are without being attached. So if you can cuss and you don't feel the words, that's great I can't. That's just, I got a cussing disability to where really, that's a whole discussion by itself because cuss and curse.
I'm a cusser.
Let me go here. Cuss and curse, right? Cuss and curse. And to curse anybody, whenever you say you want to curse somebody, you want to really, you're trying to make them understand what they're doing ain't right. That's what the spiritual significance and understanding of what a curse is. Right. You're doing something that's out of balance. And I want you to know that it's out of balance. So I want to participate with nature and making you understand that because you're dealing with me right now. Maybe if you wasn't dealing with me, I wouldn't want to curse you. But while we're in the curse means curse, you're sending someone to hell, essentially sending you to hell. Like, I curse you, I damn you, because that's the only real curse word, technically. If you just want to be technical, that's
right.
So that's to bring you down to earth.
Take you there. Yeah.
That's to bring you down to earth. So to bring you back down to earth, right? And earth is the primal chakra, is the root chakra is earth, because the roots, we are walking trees. So the roots, you're trying to bring someone down to earth by getting their attention by saying these words that may trigger them to don't be in your imagination when what's going on right now in the now needs to be addressed. So if let's say someone broke into your car, you want to curse them, that's wrong because you want to show them, and there's two aspects. Do you want to get your rocks off because you made someone go through a disturbing experience, or do you want them to fix themselves because they're impacting you and you're on your way up? And I want nothing heavy. So your heart has to be light as a feather. So a curse brings you to earth. If I hear cursing, I immediately am paying attention. I'm ready. It's like fight or flight. It triggers that. Me
Yeah, that's
personally,
why I
it
call it an
triggers that.
expletive.
And I don't, so, but
Right.
I can't
But
do what you can do, but you can
yeah,
do, you know what I'm
but
saying?
let
Because
me,
you can
with
curse.
Dante, let me get in here real quick because I want to really kind of speak to the energy too that we're experiencing right now. See, we got a strong presence of this Taurus energy, and it calls for us to sometimes be in this hypersensitive place, right? And you already know because you know we in these classes together. Miss Blue has been really working with us a lot in distinguishing the difference between when we allow our mind to start running and bringing us into spaces that's starting to affect our emotional state. And when we find ourselves in a space where we are low in our frustration tolerance, when we're always finding ourselves getting triggered a lot, this is a time when our intuition starts to dwindle because we're in a state where our vibration is having us, where we're always frustrated, annoyed, aggravated, worried, and anxious. Those are not states that's going to support you in your ascension. And it's imperative that we get ourselves into a space where we're doing this work, where we're grounding ourselves so that we don't allow our minds to tell us that everything around us, because of the power and the potential that we have within ourselves, we cannot be affected by those things that are around us unless we allow it to do so. So we got to really remember, this is why I love astrology so much, because it gives me a true sense of where the energy is and how it's going to start affecting us as cosmic beings. We're highly sensitive. And this right here, Dante, it sounds to me like what you're experiencing, because this is an energy that caused you to feel like your stability, because this is what Taurus energy is all about. Is being triggered, is being messed with, is being fucked with. And people are getting in this space where they're getting agitated, and there's a lot of distension, and there's a lot of this tight ass energy because people are in this rigid space where they don't want to experience any discomfort. So I just want to make sure that I'm checking in, because see, we as cosmic beings, we got to be aware of what's happening in these cosmic streets, because this right here is a true example of what all of this Taurian energy looks like and how it expresses itself here on the planet with all of us.
For sure. So given that, right? Given that, and it's about being grounded. So
Yeah.
you have to be grounded in order to ascend. So yeah, down to earth, this is speaking to the same thing, because cuss words are going to bring you down to earth. It's going to put you in fight or flight mode. That's to pay attention to that, because that's something happening. If somebody jumps out the bushes while you're walking down the street, you immediately go, you're grounded immediately. You're in fight or flight mode. Should I run or should I punch this motherfucker? Who is this? It's a natural reaction. The more present that you are, I feel like you will know what's gonna come. Like we are trees, and this is coming now. We're walking fucking, excuse my language, and see, look at me go, excuse my language. We're walking fucking trees. So if a tree is not grounded, that tree gonna die, yeah?
Absolutely. But
Because
Dante
it don't got
also,
no roots. It has no roots. The
Mhm.
roots represent how you got to be from, if you are a baby stump of a tree, to if you can be a giant tree. It's like your consciousness is like a tree that's growing, and it's like trees can do that because trees communicate. So trees, they're connected. God damn.
Absolutely. Listen,
They're
Dante,
connected to
I
my
want you to
mycelium.
really get the,
They are
okay,
connected to mycelium, the mushroom network, which
right.
shows why mushrooms are so powerful. So they're connected just like that. So they transfer information underground, like the subconscious mind.
Right.
And you can't see what the roots are doing.
Right.
So for me personally, when I say why do I cut, why would it feel good to cuss? When I ask myself that, I go back to where it first felt good, and that's when I went from a Christian school, and I was the squarest Sesame Street kid you've seen when I was that, and I was put in the hood. And when I was put in the hood, that's when I immediately started cussing, because I said, I don't want to, these kids do what they want. Like these ratchet, crazy ass kids, I like the fact that they do what they want. Even though I'm a square dude, like there's something intriguing about that. Just like people that are, let's say, not so melanated versus melanated people. You want to be us, not us. You want the energy that we have. This is what makes them a vampire, because but it's a vampire, but it's a trick in their mind, because you're not becoming me. You're only understanding yourself and using me as a catalyst. Don't frustrate. This catalyst comes with consequences. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the thing that you're going to do that with. Like, let's play these experiments. And I've seen that. I've been experimenting with myself. All that to say, every time I cuss, and I felt like it felt good to cuss like that, because I feel like I am expressing, really, when I really dig deep, the frustrations and the chaos, not in a negative way, but chaos as in the full card, as in I can do anything at any time, as in the kids that showed me how to cuss. They did anything at any time. I'm balling up a piece of paper and throwing it at the teacher. We got a heater in the classroom. I'm taking crayons and just melting them on a heater for nothing. And I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. That's what I'm thinking, and that I was told, and that they told me. But something inside me says, fucking yeah, do that. Melt them crowns. Matter of fact, where's a green one? Like the battle becomes inside of you of how you feel, what you're being trained to feel, your trained responses, coupled with what the teachers are saying. You're a bad kid. You got ADD because you won't pay attention to some bullshit that I'm telling you. Like, if I think that's uninteresting, now I'm a bad kid. Now that battle is that. So the whole cuss or curse thing is to ground you. Once you've done cussing, now elevate. Now continue growing as the tree. Reroot yourself and continue growing. Because if a tree is floating, that's not supposed to be possible. So that means you're out. You're not even in touch with yourself, and you're disconnected from the earth. And we're made up of earth.
So Dante, let me stop, okay?
You got it. You gotta stop me.
We going through it. We going through a rabbit hole, Dante. And
it's the year of the rabbit.
Hey,
so don't be mad.
Hey, I'm telling you, we going through a rabbit hole.
I heard rabbits don't have sympathy. I want to just check in
because, hey, listen, I want to check in because I want to get you to understand exactly what it is that I was trying to really express to you. Because when we get into those things of morality and our opinions on how things are, those things are all subjective. So what's good for you may not be good for me, and vice versa. And those things, when they become subjective, and that's how you feel, you get to feel and have your experience and do it how you do it. But you also have to take into consideration that this is not everyone's experience. So even though this may be your experience, that you're holding these frustrations and that the emotions that you experience through cursing does not have that effect on me. And it may not have it on somebody else. And we all get to have a different type of experience about that. And you get to see it your way. That's cool too. But I do want you to understand that all of that stuff, as far as how you're feeling with that, is totally subjective. And that's okay too. But we do got to realize, see, this is all about how we get grounded so that we will be in a space to recognize that everybody's reality is different. And when we in these three-dimensional realities, we notice that there's some folks in the third dimension, some folks in fourth, some folks is in different dimensions. We can all be in the same room having a completely different experience. We can all hear a story and we'll all hear it different ways. And this is what makes our experience on this planet totally unique. We get to do that, and that's okay. But I don't want to get in this space where we getting down rabbit holes and everything, because what we'll do is we'll talk about philosophies on how our subjective view is the way to go. And I don't want us to ever be in this space where we feel like we need to defend a position because this is truly and strongly how we feel. There's no need for defense here. You get to have your opinion and you get to see it your way. It's all good. But we get to also see it differently. You see, that's what this Cypher, that's what makes this Cypher so gangster, so that we can build and we get that opportunity to do that. But when we know, like I said, the main principle, all is mind and the universe is mental. And so with our thoughts and our thinking, we kind of build our world. And this is why a lot of the masters out there tell us to choose our thoughts, because when we choose our thoughts, this is going to link us to that vibration that we're trying to connect to. You see?
Facts. And yes, I'm in total agree. You're saying exactly what I'm thinking.
Gotcha.
So it's like, I don't know where to go. Like, we can't go too much further, but what I'm saying is I can tolerate, like, for example, right? When Miss B cusses, right? I don't feel no type of way about it, but it's the energy when you say what you say. And this is what to not become attached, because I know when she's cussing, she's not attached to that. When I'm talking to certain people I'm not even talking about y'all. I feel it don't have to be a cuss word. You can be like, I hate shoes. If you say I hate shoes with a certain type of vibration, that's a curse. If it's bringing you down to earth, you hate it. Okay, why do you hate it? Dig is all I'm saying, is dig, because I'm not, bro, like, because I know how to, I was the worst. I can cuss the most, feel me, forever. I'm just using an example of, I don't judge shit. See, there I go. And I didn't mean nothing bad by that, but I'm just trying to get y'all attention. Like, it's not necessarily, it's
what you're doing,
it's all about
what I said.
What I'm trying to say
is you're using the words as expletives. That you're using them as expletives. If you know what an expletive is, it's like an exclamation. It's like a hey. It's,
I get it. And I know that. I get that. But I know exactly what I'm not. Damn, I wish I knew how to say it. I can't say it. Because if I said it, y'all be like, I get it. That's why I don't even like cuss words, because they don't fully explain it. And I always thought that they did. I always thought if I said fuck, somebody will know how pissed off I am. But when I say fuck, they may think it's, oh, you're a little mad, but I may be 10 times mad. So it's like, the words ain't enough. And that's what I'm starting to see too, that even when you tell
well, then AI, that's you coming to a recognition that you need to expand your vocabulary.
That's powerful.
That's what I'm hearing. You need to expand your vocabulary.
For sure.
Not that the curse words was a limitation. The bulk of what you're saying is you need to expand your vocabulary, because you are a few words and you're limited to how you can express yourself.
And I hate the fact that I have to expand I don't want to learn nothing. I want to be able to look at somebody and they look at me and we talking. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like,
everything takes practice. Everything takes practice and effort.
For sure.
It isn't something that you could ritual yourself. It isn't something that you could just meditate to. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to be a practice. And even this conversation right now, now is something that you could use as a practice. This is
It
practice.
is.
I expand my vocabulary every day because conversations, verses, write your scriptures, your own scriptures. My words, I understand, is the power. The world was created by words. Words is your bond. That's what you're bound to. So if as many words as I have, is more powerful I am. That means I transcend language barriers as well. The reason why I use expletives, because I don't care what fucking language you speak. You know the curse words of every goddamn language. And so that right there, and I don't like to use that's why I don't use curse words, because you're putting a different narrative on the words you're using. I say they're expletives because they grab your attention. And the tone and the pitch and how you say them definitely matters because it vibrates at different speeds and sounds and things. And so that is also another mode of communication. So when Miss Blue say the words, when she say them, her tone and pitch is so on point. I would love to hear her cuss all day because they would mean something different because they're coming from her and her vibration and where she is. And so if you're going to curse or use expletives, you have to own them. So if you don't like the signature way of how you use them, this is you prompting yourself instead of AI. Prompt your motherfucking self to an
own intelligence.
Now, do I expand my vocabulary? Because okay, one thing I was gonna say was because one thing that triggered me to question even church or existence and everything is I said, because I'm speaking English one day and I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did people come up with these words? Like, how is that happen? Who said apple? What group did that? How do I?
You know
Where's
what I
English made
learned?
up? Who did that?
I
And then
learned that from
doing,
Aquila and the Bee. Watch the movie Aquila and the Bee, just as simple as that.
I am.
Small words, all words are made up of even smaller words. So
where
even
those words come from? There were no words at the beginning. There was the word, and the word was with God,
and
or
then
however
you can go back to letters are characters, right? Each letter is a character that plays a certain role. When I say if you really want to
I'm
get
not
into
talking.
statistics, well, when you talk about words, letters make up words. And letters are characters, and they even started from numbers, math, mayat. So if you want to really know the origin of things, go and study the beginnings of linguistics.
Math.
I mean, is there a book on that? Because I'm starting to feel like it's like, okay, if I see something I like and I go, ooh, I feel like this is what inspired language. Like if I go, ooh, when you're the perfect example, having sex, you don't need to have no words when you're having sex. You make noises. So I believe that these noises are trying to explain something you're experiencing. And I feel like that's the inspiration behind the words. So I feel like
absolutely it is.
I don't know.
Absolutely. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you some videos to help you out with some things.
What kind of video?
I'll send you some videos. It's very, very informative. Very informative. You know, you use it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? But from where I can hear what you need, I'm gonna send you based off of my perception of what you're saying. And you know, you watch them or you don't. But it sounds like you definitely need to upgrade your vocabulary for one. And like I said, for two, if you want to go deeper into what words and how they became and how they were created, I have a couple of videos that I could share with you about the characters and how they were created just based off of sounds, and they use different patterns that they seen in the sky to describe the sounds that they used. And it started from the numbers, and then it went to letters, and then it went to sounds, you know, that they used to create it, and then, you know, so on and so forth, whatever the original language, and then other languages were built from that. Words are the building process of everything we have become. Everything.
So if there's a building, I love it though. I love all of this, but I just can't shut up. Like this feels like this has to. That's why I don't even like talking, because I don't even feel like this is when you say watch it or don't, I'm like, well, I ain't gonna do it. Don't even send me nothing you think I ain't gonna watch. Cause don't waste your time.
No. Listen to how you're
I ain't gonna.
expressing yourself. Me taking the time out to say that I'm going to send you something is me exercising care to answer some things that I do not have time to address. However, I have taken my God consideration to say, I think that you could benefit from it. Now, me saying you do with what you will is me also still giving you your power to watch it or not. No, here there is no governance for emotional roller coasters. It is what it is when you speak from a level of a perspective of governing yourself. So you do with thou will. That is me still acknowledging that it is your decision to receive the gift that I'm giving you. How dare I give you a gift and expect that your motherfucking ass is going to like it? So this is a gift. Do with thou will with it. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you I operate on a God level, my nigga, I operate on a God level.
Right.
When all my humility and ego and everything else that goes along with it, I use every motherfucking part of myself. Every part. I've worked 47 years. 47 years, and that's not a long time, but I do recognize I'm a new elder, and so I have taken my place. And so I really so I speak from a place of love, but it comes also with the understanding of knowing the work that I put in and very careful with my words. I love conversation, right? And I want to be able to have dialogue and more conversation because they are journeys. I want to take this journey with you. And so in order for you to take this journey with me, sometimes when you take certain journeys, you need to be prepared. If I take you in the woods, you may need some repellent from the mosquitoes or you're going to get fucked up. You may need, a long pair of socks, whatever it is for the journey, right? So these videos that I want to send you that you can watch in your spare time, take into consideration that the soul family is sending this, and maybe it's worthwhile because we're already on a similar journey together as being soul family.
I'm not gonna not look at something you send me. That's now I'm gonna just use the straightforward approach. I'm not gonna not do that. That's what I was making it long-winded.
Absolutely. I know you're not gonna not do
any of y'all send me anything, anybody from the Blue Room or anything, send me anybody in this soul group whatsoever. Whether I agree with it or not, I'm gonna check it out because I often don't agree with something and then it pops up because I'm present and I'm going, oh, now I see it. So that I want to be clear on that. And I want to say, like, when I was saying you don't gotta say that to me, send me the video. I'm saying if you want to save your breath, send me 1,000 videos. Each time you send one, you ain't gotta tell me check this out or not. I don't need that. I'm checking everything out. Like I have to, and I don't got a choice because I don't understand. If I don't understand, I'm gonna understand. Send me everything, and it's not like
I'm gonna tell you, you do have a choice. You do have a choice because even though we're all soul family,
I'm gonna make the choice to never go against anything my spirit is telling me to understand, and I want to understand this. So I don't have a choice but to obey my spirit. So I'm gonna serve what I can't see. Other people have a choice. Like I'm saying, I don't have a choice. I'm cursing myself, or I'm putting a spell on myself to never turn away from something, whether I agree with it or not. This is a spell I'm just saying out loud. You know what I'm saying? I'm not turning away from nothing. I watch videos of dumb people fighting, in the street because I want to know.
Man,
I'm not
come on with it
like
because
that,
I know I'll be recording
how the fuck I want to know. I want to know how the fuck you got there. You know what I'm saying? People will fight over you stepped on my shoe. People get shot over shit like that. I want to understand the science behind that. I don't have to agree with it. I'm gonna observe it. So anything you, Shakesha, or anybody send me the line, quantum line, whoever. Understand? I'm just trying to make a disclaimer. I'm never gonna look at. I'm here for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I want you to know that. Don't think that I'm. It ain't that. Like, I don't know how to say it, man. That's what
Right. And that's why I just said, I know. That's why the videos that I'm going to send you will help you be so much more expressive of what it is that you want to relay. Because when you speak, first of all, you're speaking to yourself. You're the first partaker of whatever motherfucking words come out of your own mouth. And you know that. So being able to be more expressive to yourself is the goal. However you say things is not how I'm going to hear them. I hear them according to me. So that is something that's out of your control. God grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference.
The wisdom.
So when it comes, so when it comes to how somebody receives it, there's nothing that's out of your hands. So you focus in on what you are saying to yourself at all times. So when you look at me, look for the me, look for the you in me, and speak to yourself.
Not to say that, but duh.
Look for
Not
the you.
I love y'all.
So it just goes along with
I love y'all.
It just goes along with how you can better formulate your expressions of yourself to yourself.
Absolutely.
You know? So yeah, I'm gonna send those sometime this week. So just be looking out for that. I'll be sending out that stuff through Instagram.
Hook it up. We love you, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, let me shift real quick, because I want to, number one, I'm about to wrap it up. That's number one.
Yeah, because I was going to say I got some more spaces to go join really quick.
I'm about to wrap it up, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I extended an invitation. What I'm doing is I am definitely working to perfect my craft. I need a lot more practice so that I can get a pace and a flow and get in these astrology readings to a space where I think that it could really be beneficial. At this point, yesterday, Shelia and we did a reading, and we were on for 4 hours.
Awesome fucking reading.
And we had a beautiful time, and it is definitely helping me. And she just like really helped me along to like really understand like what I was seeing in the chart and get a broader understanding of how this energy expresses itself. What I'm trying, what my biggest work is right now is really trying to merge my intuition with the logical part of looking at the astrology chart so that I can truly get a really good and clear picture and be able to articulate how that goes. And this right here is not going to be as easy breezy as I thought it was going to be, because I like astrology. I get it. So this is going to be easy. But what I noticed is that these readings, I can end up finding myself going through portals. And there's a lot of information that I've taken in over this time. I had no idea that it was as much information. And I've been trying to share everything that I love. You know, Shelia, even though we did 4 hours, I noticed that there was some stuff that I left out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm noticing that I can't do everything that that I know. But what I am going to do is definitely develop a pace and a style and those things that's going to be most helpful, so that I can really be of service out here in these cosmic spiritual streets. But I want to also close the Cypher. The other thing too, before we go, I was considering moving the Cyphers over to Clubhouse. So I'm still, you know, working that out, because I don't really know how to work Clubhouse that well. But once I figure that out, I want to like move it in the Clubhouse, and then that way, you know, I can be able to reach out and get more folks to get in on a conversation.
Absolutely. I would like that.
As much as I love this tight little family thing we got going on right here, we can definitely bring that whole vibration over to Clubhouse, and then allow a lot of other people to be able to join in on that discussion. So with that, I just want to thank you all for coming through, bringing your beautiful energy and your vibration to the stage. Peace and love, peace and light, everybody. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your love and support. Peace, y'all.
Peace and love, y'all.
Yes. Yes.
Peace out. Peace out. See y'all in a minute. Everybody just went live too at the same time. Phoenix Nebula, Astronaut Warrior both went live at the same time.